Welcome to the first episode of the Creepy Archives, a series in which we're diving into some of the most disturbing events, media, and places that will leave you feeling uneasy. In today's video, we're focusing on something that's become incredibly common in households all over the world. Doorbell cameras have been around for a while, but the implantation of smart technology has helped them evolve to a point in which we can now access the cameras from our phones, receive alerts, and even speak to the person outside, regardless of where we are in the world. While they're incredibly useful to identify your guests before letting them in, there can also be very disturbing moments caught happening right outside your door. This technology is mainly focused on security, and while many claim collective paranoia is getting out of hand, the owners of the doorbell cameras we're about to see might think otherwise. On July 21st, 2021, Amanda Nowak updated her Facebook with an incredibly disturbing video pulled from her Ring doorbell. As she was settling in for a night home alone, someone rang her doorbell. She checked the app only to see a man with grey hair and a grey full-grown beard who was persistently knocking on her door and ringing the bell. Amanda didn't recognize this man, so she ignored the knocking, but the stranger didn't leave.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? What? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain?
As well as knocking, he kept repeating he wanted to talk to her. He had questions for her. Since she was home alone, she called her husband to tell him what was happening, and then she called 911. So Amanda's husband accessed the camera from his phone and saw the man too. Ignoring him wasn't doing the trick, so he decided to talk to him using the speaker. And this is what happened.
So, who are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about TV show. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to rape her. Can you have her open the door? I'm going to rape and kill the girl that's on the other side of this door when she lets me in. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again. All right.
After threatening the woman in a stone-cold tone, he's gone. He doesn't even seem scared off. He just leaves. As the man calmly walks away, he continues to talk to himself all the way down the street.
No idea. What?
Amanda was terrified, but she was also afraid that this man could move on to another house and actually end up hurting someone. So she took the creepy footage and posted it to her Facebook. And it was actually thanks to this Facebook post that the man was arrested. A neighbor from the area recognized him from Amanda's Facebook post and called the police, who have not revealed his identity publicly. Amanda told reporters she never spoke or acknowledged him in any way. In fact, she hid out of view and stayed on the line with the 911 operator until the stranger left. So during the first part of the video, he was just talking to himself.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you.
Just by watching the footage, it's clear this man is not of sound mind at the time of the video. There are many theories, drugs perhaps, or an untreated mental illness. Either way, the footage alone is one of the creepiest out there, so I can't even begin to imagine how scared Amanda must have felt. What about you? Have you ever had a scary moment with a stranger outside your door? Tell us your story in the comments. The following story took place 2 years ago and to this day still hasn't been solved. On the evening of November 12, 2019, the neighbors of Leimert Park in Los Angeles were shaken to the core by terrible screaming. Just after 11 p.m., a woman appeared to be in extreme distress and asking for help at the top of her lungs. As she screamed for help, the car she was sitting in drove away at full speed. A couple exited the house alarmed by the screaming, and their doorbell camera captured the moment the car sped away while someone begged for help. Here is the incredibly creepy footage. Several calls were made to the police in regards to a possible kidnapping taking place. In fact, one of the owners of the doorbell camera is seen rushing into his own car to try and follow the suspicious car. However, he never managed to catch up to it. Another neighbor reported they also heard a man's voice saying what sounded like, "I'm sorry," in between the woman's screaming. The LAPD received several tips regarding the case and managed to identify the car model using other cameras in the area. They also looked into all the missing persons cases reported in the neighborhood the following days, but to this day, no leads have ever come up, and we still don't know who the screaming woman is, or if she's safe and well. All we have is a spine-chilling video caught on someone's doorbell camera of a woman screaming for help. The last creepy video captured on a doorbell camera takes us to North Carolina, where on February 10th, 2021, a woman got home to find her front porch furniture had been moved. Since nobody had been home that morning, she turned to her doorbell camera footage to find an explanation, but what she found was extremely disturbing. Standing on her front porch had been a man holding a knife. He paced around the porch for a while and proceeded to lift some of the furniture and move it around. At one point, he even trips and falls into some of the bushes in the garden. After reporting it to the police, the woman opened up about this not being the first time she'd seen something like this. Apparently, in the area, several people battle addiction and are often under the influence of different drugs. This leads them to have erratic behavior and even get aggressive. Luckily, there was nobody home when the man decided to pay a visit while holding a knife, but the images alone are enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The man was eventually identified and located, and was taken to a hospital for treatment, but the woman reported that she and her family have had trouble sleeping ever since. Of course, as well as these chilling stories, there have also been many pranks and confirmed hoaxes. People who think it's funny to dress up in a creepy costume and mess with the neighbor's doorbell camera. But the 3 cases we've seen are 100% real, and it's some of the creepiest footage you can encounter while checking your security systems. So please, always check before you answer the bell, and never open the door to strangers. You never know who's really standing on the other side. Thank you for watching this first episode of the Creepy Archives. All episodes will be gathered in a dedicated playlist as they are released. Don't forget to like if you found it interesting and subscribe for more creepy stories. See you in the next one.